off right there, but I still think Jeremy's car, again, if he got past these two cars, I think he would be really fast.
Ooh. Was Kane a little loose there?
Yep, he was.
Tony Stewart is 1/2 second a lap faster than these cars.
Snyder.
Hey, Bill, you talked, actually, Wally was talking about how Kasey Kahne is really having that aero push problem. You're right on. That's the biggest problem, Tommy Baldwin told me, with their race car. And the 19 doesn't have the problem as bad. Water temperature is a concern for the 19. They pulled some tape off in the last pit stop as he continues trying to pass his teammate. Alan?
And we've been talking about Brian Vickers and how he fell back a little bit and then has seemed to pick up the pace. Don't forget, on that last pit stop, his crew chief Lance McGrew chose to change just the right side tires. Now, this is one of those technical things, and I won't go on about it, but air pressure. Wally and Benny, there was a difference in the left side air pressure versus the right side air pressure, and it takes a couple laps to work that out.
It looks like, to me, it looks like Vickers' car's a little bit loose. And if somebody gets to the back of Vickers, he almost has to let him go, because when you get somebody on your bumper, if you have a loose race car, it makes that car even more loose. And I noticed that with Stewart. When Stewart got behind him, it was like Vickers just said, hey, go. So here you see Jeremy Mayfield closing the door. If he can get on his bumper, I bet you Vickers won't fight it too hard, because his car's already loose.
Meanwhile, Tony Stewart continues to pull away. 108 laps complete at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tony Stewart around to complete 109 as the race leader.
Now that Mayfield got by, though, he's running laps just as quick, if not exact. Look at that. Last time by, BP.
Same exact speed as Tony Stewart, but he's 3.7 seconds behind Tony Stewart.
We'll watch the leader. We'll take you through the field, starting with Marty Snyder.
Tony Stewart in the lead at Indianapolis, exactly where he wants to be in a couple of laps. In fact, at the end of the race when the checkered flag falls. And what would happen if Tony Stewart won this Brickyard 400?
I've always said if we ever win a race at Indy, the party is going to be out of this world.
And that's probably true, and probably right at this racetrack in the suite in turn 2. When he took the lead, he said, how about that, guys? And Greg Zipadelli responded, yeah, you just take care of that right front, buddy. That's all you need to worry about. Jeremy Mayfield, though, running the same exact lap times. We've talked about it. He's the 8th place man in championship, and he's only in by 31 points in the chase for the Nextel Cup. The car a little bit tight. Alan?
Brian Vickers is running in 3rd position. He's been among the top 5 cars about this whole race, except during a cycle of pit stops. His crew changing 2 tires on their lap 92 stop, and crew chief Lance McGrew says they can make it to the finish on just one more stop. Kyle Busch, another outstanding day. He's running in 4th position, another one of those Hendrick Motorsports entries. Reporting right now his car handling very good, and if you track the timing and scoring, he appears to be one of the faster cars on the track, Marty.
Alan, Kasey Kahne has now fallen back to the 5th position after running 3rd just a moment ago. He just radioed to the crew, said, I think I might have a right rear tire going down. The car getting tighter for Kasey Kahne. Alan?
Well, Elliott Sadler got shuffled back to 6th position, reporting that his car in traffic doesn't want to turn like he needs it to. Then he said, sorry, guys. They've got time to get it straightened out and get him up front. Dave?
Bobby Labonte drives his Pocono car that finished 8th. Remember, he started 36, worked his way up now into the top 10, running 7th. Bobby having just a little bit of a tight race car. They adjusted for that last time and hoping it'll come back. Marty?
Not a word on the radio from Matt Kenseth. They've had a very good car today. It's been 53 races since Matt last won, and it was with this race car at Las Vegas last year. Car's been just a little bit tight. Alan?
What a nice day for Mike Bliss driving the Zero car. He is running now in 9th position. Team got their first top 10 finish of the season last Sunday at Pocono. His crew chief Booty Barker says we've got a good car, we've got a good team. You're going to see a lot more of this in the weeks to come, Dave.
Casey Mears has gotten some track position back. That was a result of a 2-tire stop the last time he was in. They made a little bit of an air pressure adjustment because his car wanted to push out toward the wall. Matt?
Give me another wedge adjustment. I think we're really going to be solid from that point on.
How about this nice recovery for Jeff Gordon. Remember that back on lap number 74, they made that long pit stop to put a spring rubber into the right rear spring on the car. It dropped him back to 29th place at the time. Gordon chipping him off one at a time. He's back up to 12th place, Matt.
Now, Greg Biffle continues to fade. He just told his crew chief, Doug Richard, there you see him in the 16 car. This car is so loose, I can barely hold on to it. They should pit about another 18 to 20 laps. Meanwhile, as we go further on down the line, Scott Riggs in the 10 car. A solid run. Started out the year with a top 5 at Daytona, trying to score a solid finish with his future still uncertain here in the 10 car. Meanwhile, Kevin Harvick trying to rebound from issues down with the curbing in turn 1, had the pit road penalty, trying to work his way back through traffic. Hasn't said a whole lot about the handling of that car, Dave.
Reigning Nextel Cup champion Kurt Busch is having trouble with that right front of the car. I just checked with his crew chief, Jimmy Fennick. I said, is the right front any better? He said, no. I said, it's still in a bad situation. He said, yes, and they don't know what to do about it. Matt?
McMurray almost won this race 2 years ago. Currently, he runs in the 17th position, telling Donnie Wingo, his crew chief, I'm chattering the front tires. Did we get all the lugs tight? They told him they did. The car, the balance, not what he needs. Marty.
Man, it's been a pretty decent day for Sterling Marlin, currently running in the 18th position. The car has been tight for most of the afternoon, but on the last stop, Sterling said the car was pretty good. They made no changes on that stop. Alan?
Well, Ken Schrader started in the 11th position, but on the first pit stop back at lap 23, reported a clutch problem. They made a couple of subsequent pit stops on a couple of subsequent cautions, never went to the garage, but fell all the way to the back of the field. They made about half of it back up, Matt.
Rounding out the top 20, the 31 car, Jeff Burton, says the car is not as good as it was. He was running lap times within a tenth of the leaders, but now he says it just will not turn, and it's losing grip, Dave.
Jimmy Johnson now challenging for that 20th position on the inside as he restarted 35th. Made up a lot of positions, has not said anything on the radio. Very workmanlike for the championship leader. Matt?
Two-time Brickyard 400 winner Dale Jarrett not having the day his teammate Elliott Sadler is, who's running in 6th. Jarrett outside the top 20 and 22nd. The car is tight on exit, just will not turn. He can't get back in the gas, guys, when he needs to.
Thank you, gentlemen. Jeff Green runs 23rd. Then it's Carl Edwards and Joe Nemechek. Michael Waltrip has worked his way up to 26th after having the tire issue, then got the lucky dog and moved his way up to 26th. Has brought out the caution here at the Brickyard.
This is the right front tire problem on the 18 car. He's lost the air pressure in the tire, which causes the car to go straight in the wall.
Yeah.
And he will go straight to the garage. Dave?
And the sad note from Bobby Labonte, I'm going to the garage. It's over. After he was running top 10, guys, again, for a team that has not run well this year, to have a great finish at Pocono 2 weeks ago, and then to come here and run in the top 10 again, and now this.
Former winner of the Brickyard 400. See what we can see. It's already over. Just like the day.
Looks like it happened going in turn 3.
That's his crew on pit road.
Because they know when you make contact with the right front, and the right front tire loses the air pressure, it's going to be hard contact on the outside wall.
So Bobby Labonte to the garage.
Well, Tony Stewart did not want to see another caution flag.
No.
He got a 4-second lead.
And everybody else did.
Yeah,
Want to see a caution.
Well, we've got 38 cars on the lead lap, though. Coming to pit road is going to be very congested. Again, a very tight pit road here at the Brickyard. Tony Stewart leads him toward pit road, and we send you to Dave Burns.
And they corrected the handling problems on Casey Mears' car last time, but remember, they did take 2 tires. This will put them back in the rotation with the rest of the leaders. They will take 4. They will make no chassis adjustments on Casey's car this time. Fuel man goes to the rear. Guy's going to work on the tires. Windshield tear-off so Casey can see. Matt.
Mark Martin pitting in the second section on pit road on the bottom of your screen. He mentioned earlier a possible wedge adjustment, then they called it off. No changes for the 6, just some hydration for the driver, Marty.
Tony Stewart was terrific in that clean air, Matt, leading up front. They talked about an air pressure adjustment. Tony said, I don't want any changes to this car. Zippy said, you're the man driving it. That sounds fine to me. Alan?
No adjustments called for Brian Vickers' car. They're going to make a 4-tire change and send him back out, hoping to gain a little track position with a fast stop.
The 20 crew gets Stewart out. And there's some congestion.
There's contact.
Yep.